Did you know there's a communication technique that you can apply that will improve message retention, comprehension, and also more footfall at your booth than, say, a trained barista or a free coffee? We're talking about gamification, topic of today's video. Thanks for joining us today, Joey. You're Amiculum's lead front-end developer and one of our resident gamification experts. Take us through some definitions that we can use as we chat today.
Thanks, James. Let's start by clearing up a common misconception. Gamification isn't the same as game-based learning. Gamification means applying things like badges and points and leaderboards to non-game environments. Think your fitness app nudging you with rewards, or your language app giving you a daily streak. That's gamification. Game-based learning, on the other hand, is when the learning is the game. So you could play a full immersive experience to explore a topic. A HCP could treat simulated patients. But if we reward booth visitors for exploring different stations, that's gamification.
Makes sense. So clearly two very similar techniques there, but there's an important distinction between them. And is it gamification that we use and that we see that works for our clients?
Yeah. So Congress attention it's hard to earn. Booth visitors are time poor, HCPs are overloaded, and digital fatigue is real. Gamification, it cuts through. It creates curiosity, it rewards interaction, and it builds memory. When applied well, we see real results. We see higher dwell time at booths, better message recall, more opt-ins for CRM. And people don't just watch, they do, which makes your content more memorable and your brand more human.
So we know that learning through doing is effective. It's obviously a key component of gamification and games in general. But how do we translate that in the real world for our clients?
So here's the difference. Anyone can build a game, but not everyone can build a game that's aligned to your brand strategy, your channel mix, your KPIs. When you align the game to your brand message, you're educating while you entertain, and that's powerful. It's all about aligning the game to your science, and that's where we come in. So we help plan why the game exists, who it's for, and what behavior we want to drive. And it's not about complex gameplay. Even simple games and simple mechanics like a badge system or timed challenges, they can increase dwell time and give you better data on what people have engaged with. So we could map all of this into the wider omni-channel plan. A booth visitor might play a game and then they'd receive a follow-up email with the score and some tailored content. Or maybe the leaderboard ties into rep activation. It's all about designing a feedback loop that feels personal and purposeful. So gamification isn't a gimmick. When it's done right, it's behavioral design. And that's where it goes from novelty to value.
So if you're already investing in great content and events, gamification can make that investment go further, right?
Yeah, definitely. Why wouldn't you think about doing this? Even if it's just a game at a booth or a learning module for your team, or it could be a full multi-channel experience. Gamification, it lifts performance across the board.
Has that sparked any ideas for you when watching? If so, click the link in the description. We'll organise a call with you to discuss how we can help, and make sure to follow us here for future content. Thanks for watching.